Welcome to episode 98 of Nobody Special.
In this episode, we talk about Danny's car dying in Romans 8.
The Gospel Outpost presents Nobody Special. Hey everyone, welcome to Nobody Special, two nobodies talking about the somebody who matters. I'm Danny, the host and car killer of Nobody Special.
And I'm Caleb, you're the host of Nobody Special. This is a podcast where two generations of people talk about God, pop culture, politics, and everything in between, all while not taking any of it too seriously. Hello, Danny. Welcome back to the show.
I've noticed that, and I just picked up on this now. Yeah, I keep saying welcome back. We talk about God, pop culture, and politics, and we have been, I would say, both of us, basically in agreement. We super don't want to cover politics right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically me. Danny's more open to it, but
I'm more open to it, but I did pitch that thing, and to be fair, not even going to say what it is. I did pitch it, and then you said I don't want to talk about that, definitely not tonight, and maybe not ever. And part of me went, oh, thank God. Like, because I don't either. Because it's dumb, and politics are dumb, and 2020 is going to be dumb.
I just, there's something about politics. I just can't stand it. You know, I already have to, like, talk about it in everyday life, and I don't feel like doing it on the podcast. I'd rather talk about things that are actually conductive to y'all's faith.
Right.
And not me just having my opinions on the show.
Eventually, we will have a political episode again. I actually have a few ideas for some that aren't specifically politics.
If we do a political episode, we're just going to do it all out, full politics, so we don't have to do it for at least another 15 episodes.
Closer to election time, we'll probably do one.
Yes.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think part of it is
we're voting for Bernie. I don't know why I just did that, but I did.
We're totally not, though. I am not voting for Bernie.
Me neither.
Okay.
Do I want to specify who? No. See, there we go. We got our politics filled. Good job, everybody. Let's move on.
We did it. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Nobody Special. No, it's just been heating up, and just every time I've turned on, a live streams of C-SPAN, and there's only like two of us in there. It's weird. It's like C-SPAN's doing a live stream, and it's 5 people. It's like a good turnout. I just, there's something in me that gets sad, just like, because it feels like they're all dishonest, and that's really hard to like, which person do I want to be lying to me more? And that's the hard part. Right. So, with that said, Caleb and I saw the movie 1917 this past week, and that's really what we want to talk about.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was really good.
So this is a movie, it takes place in World War One. I'm going to be honest, my history kind of stinks. I don't actually know if that's true or not. When was World War One?
It was World War One.
Yeah, but when was it?
Wait, was it?
Yeah, it would have had to have been.
Was it?
1917 feels kind of early for...
The one with No Man's Land is World War One, right? And that was in Wonder Woman 2. Was that World War One?
Yes.
Yeah, you look that up because I'm not too sure. But anyways, this movie...
Really fill in the... Yes, 1914 to 1919. Oof. We almost had to restart this episode.
Yes.
No, it was good. It was a movie took place during World War One, confirmed, and the whole thing, it was as if it was one continuous camera shot.
Yeah.
And those, I have this weird kind of a soft spot for, that the movie could stink and I would still love it because it's like, it was one continuous shot. I don't know why I love that, but I love that.
Right. And not only was it one continuous shot, but it was one continuous beautiful shot because Roger Deakins... I have been told that not many people share my interests on cinematographers because I typically care more about cinematographers and like directors and stuff. I don't know. I view them as equal because like that's the two top tiers. Producers are like whatever, producers just
Producers are the guys who have the top hats and the monocles going, and the big cigar like, "Oh, fund that," you know,
basically.
And then they're paying for it, so they say like, "Don't do that." But I mean, do we want to have the DP debate? Do we want to have the director of photography debate?
No. I mean, I was just gonna bring up that I'm kind of wounded that you guys don't like directors of photography.
No. That's not what we said. What we said was we don't know directors of photography.
Yeah, because I was like,
favorite directors.
I was like, you guys don't know who Roger Deakins is?
No.
And yeah, they didn't. So that's more of that story.
But to me, that's encouraging because it shows that you're actually a good film a maker that's in the culture, that's getting to know that and becoming an expert in a field. Because there are plenty of things I can bring up that you have no idea what I'm talking about that I would totally geek out about.
And what you did. You did bring that up. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. If I ever saw Jonathan Pennington.
I mean, I think
you have no idea who that is. I barely know who that is. It's great. He has a podcast called Cars, Coffee, and Theology that he takes people around and drives them. They get coffee, and it's just a fun podcast.
That is fun.
And he's in charge of the PhD program at Southern Baptist Theological Seminary. And Jonathan, if you see this, will you waive the tuition? I just want to ask. So
yeah, I mean, and that's one of the craziest things I'm like learning as I get further and further in life, is that there are people who have jobs that if I had that job, I would hate it so much. I would be not well.
Yeah.
And but they love it so much. And it's just like all these different fields, and people have completely like unique perspectives on everything. Like even like I'm more connected to the pastoral world, so I like it is familiar, not like the specific names you're saying, but that culture. And
Thomas
I would say
Schreiner, despite being a dispensationalist, I really appreciate his work. And Stephen Wellum is one of my favorite authors of Christology pieces.
Are you
and
done?
You have no idea what I said. You have no idea what I said, and that's fine.
I mean, and that's like, and you know a little bit about film, and you know a bit of that culture as well, and like, you know, so I feel like we relate to each other well.
Right.
But like, there's people who are just completely in another realm than I am.
Yeah.
Like, I was filming this video for like a truck driving company or like a moving company, and I was like interviewing the guy while sitting in the passenger seat, like the truck driver, and just like asking him. It turned more into like not an interview, but just like a conversation of like, wow.
Yeah.
Just everything is so different for you.
I'd say Gary Adcock's changed the way shipping round containers was done. You're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I love that you're talking about it.
One thing that blew my mind, fun fact, is there's like these bugs that are on the East Coast that you cannot bring over to the West Coast, and they have inspections.
What happens if you do?
Like, it eats stuff there. I don't know. There's something, like, it is an actual legal thing. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. But yeah, before you have to cross over, like, you have to go around, check your truck, all this different stuff, or else they won't let you through. Like, it's pretty insane.
Do they check like regular people cars? 'Cause prank, no.
I don't know, to be honest. But like, I just learned about it. There's some bug that you can't bring over to the West Coast.
It's probably gnats. It's just gnats.
It's not even like an actual serious thing. They're like, just like, please leave us
don't
alone.
bring fruit flies. California won't make it. Just fruit flies.
I think it's something for like agriculture, I want to say. Like,
I mean, probably.
But still, I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. So,
continue. 1917.
No, I mean, to me, this whole I don't know. I kind of like this better. And then we'll talk about 1917. This speaks to the whole idea of the body of Christ being made up of very diverse parts that need each other. I mean, I had this conversation. I was talking to a person and said, if I stumble into a lot of money, I'm going to probably give a good chunk of it to some church or organization or anything, and in the contract that I'm going to make them sign before I give them money, if I have to go to a board meeting or get a building named after me, you have to return the money, but not to me, but to a charity you hate. Like, that's how I feel about that, especially meetings. I don't do good in meetings, and I have a friend, he loves those things. He's like, no, I'm all about them. I enjoy going to those things and doing the thing I got to do, and he's built to do that. And I'm like, God bless you and your ministry.
Dang.
If I'm in a meeting longer than 90 minutes, then I'm like, I space out, and I don't like it. And it's happened multiple times. Oh, can we talk about one of them?
If you want.
I was in a staff meeting. I'll try to.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's fine because I was trying to figure out who looks bad in this. It was a staff meeting like 5-6 years ago, and it just kept going. And I was a lot younger. This was actually close, like 10 years ago. I was a lot younger, not as mature as I am now. Don't touch that. Just let it go.
I was literally about to say something.
I know. We're just gonna go. And I was the youth director at the church, and a lead pastor asked a question, and they hadn't been talking to me for like 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Right.
And so I was doing that thing that you're like staring and paying attention, but inside the brain is just going like, do 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 do, do do do. Like I was in there. It was elevator music just the whole time, and he stares at me, and all I heard was and I went, oh no, he asked me a question and I didn't hear any of it. And now too much time has gone by to ask him to repeat the question. So someone chimed in, well, I know they ordered Bibles. And I'm like, and we have journals. What are we talking about? And I found out the question was, is there a plan for after a student gives their heart to Christ for discipleship and follow-up? And my answer was, apparently, Bibles and journals.
Nice. It's not a bad thing.
So, yeah.
It's not the worst thing that could have come out of your mouth.
Meetings aren't my thing, but, man, I know people, and God bless them for it, that they can go in those all-day meetings and feel like, I feel energized and productive. And I'm like, God bless you.
Yeah.
Because that will kill me.
I like meetings, I would say. Not if it's, like, with people that I don't like associate with that often, like clients or stuff where it's like a bunch of clients.
So you don't like meetings, you like hanging out with friends?
No, not like that.
I like meetings like
I'm saying,
at
like,
a movie
if it's
theater.
like just our team, and we all know how to bounce off each other really well,
right?
Like, then it's fun because you get to create something that's like cool,
right?
But like, I don't know, with clients, it's money, logistics. All this stuff.
All important things.
Are you gonna screw us over? Yeah, it's not important.
Hold on.
But like, it's just it's less creative stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
those are important.
Yeah, it's still very
as
important.
a business, you can't go like, we don't worry about money. Well,
right.
Kind of need to. So
yeah. It's important, but it's not as fun.
Right. So 1917 though.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The director of photography, phenomenal job, great man. Do
you even know his name?
I already forgot it.
Yeah, I know you did.
Robert.
How dare you? No. Just stop. I'm offended.
His initials are DR? What's his name? I really forgot.
I mean, if you put it backwards.
Roger
Deakins.
Downey.
Ron Downey.
It's
Downey. Official.
Roger Deakins. No,
you have to change your name to Ron Downey.
He's not watching. No, it was good though. I mean, it was I don't know. The whole time I was thinking if I got drafted, because everyone's worried about the draft right now. Guys, it's not going to be a draft. Calm down. But I was thinking,
there's a draft.
Yeah. The next tomorrow, as this goes out, like Trump announced
I'd be
draft.
one of the few people that I'd be like, game time. I'd be kind of down.
I would so be down for it.
Like as a kid, it used to scare me. Being like, once I'm 18, they could just like send me away, and I was like,
right.
So scary. But like now, I'm like,
yeah, like sure, let's go for it.
But anyways, continue.
No, I was thinking through that and just the amount of things I'd be willing to die for, and that it was kind of a fun, not fun, but I don't know. It helped me to appreciate the things I needed to appreciate by thinking it's like, these are things that I'd be willing to die for. These are the people I'd be willing to throw down for, to protect, to take a bullet for, all these things, just because there's a ton of stuff that happens in this movie, and it's about a person basically sacrificing himself to try and save thousands of people. And I feel like I didn't give anything away in that.
No, you didn't. It's basically, I mean they say it in all the promos. It's a guy trying to get a message to the front line. In order to like call off the attack. That's the gist of the movie.
Because it's a trap.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's great.
Yeah. It's a phenomenal movie. I think it was R.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
it was, see, all right.
I believe so, mainly because of gore.
But it wasn't that, maybe my standards are off because I've seen the Saw movies.
I think our standards are off.
It wasn't that gory.
No, it wasn't. I mean, but like still it's very... It is, and not even the language. Like, the language isn't that bad.
Right,
but
I was trying to think of things they say. I mean, they had some F-bombs in there.
Yeah, but like...
Benedict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Like, that stuff just, like, floats over my head now.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
No, it's not. and maybe that's how I am about the violence. It's like, it didn't seem that bad. I mean, I was expecting something closer to, like, Saving Private Ryan, and it wasn't that. It was...
I mean, it's just so normal in war movies to, like, see stuff happen.
It wasn't that graphic, though. That's the thing. I mean, granted, it did go into R, but, I don't do a ton of R. I
mean, there was a lot of dead bodies. I feel like that's the main thing.
Yeah, that was probably it. Now I'm remembering the scene. Yeah. Okay, that one. But overall, it's an R movie. I'd say, yeah, it's closer to PG-13. It's definitely R, but it's closer to PG-13. There are a few Rs that have been like, I don't know, there needs to be something more than... It needs 3 R's. The Saw movies needed like 3 R's because that's just like... That's
Need
gore.
a further rating.
If I think of gore, I think of those. I don't think of Saving Private Ryan because there's a meaning behind a 1917 and Saving Private Ryan, and the Saw movies are just torture porn. There's no other word for it. It's like,
gosh,
no, that's the word.
Yeah,
there's no other good word for it.
Right.
So,
but yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. For me, obviously, I love the cinematography and like the way they were able to pull off. I mean, the thing that amazed me most is like pulling off a one shot. It wasn't a true one shot,
right?
But it's like
because he passed out for 6 hours once in that movie.
Super long scene stitched together,
yeah,
with like hidden like seamless transitions, basically. And it was very. It's crazy because like. Typically you'd shoot a movie, you have all these different clips, right? And you edit that. But like with this, it's just blocking them together.
Yeah.
And like you really don't have a lot to play around with other than how long that transition takes.
Yep.
That's literally it.
Yep.
So like that's amazing to me. Like the fact that he was able to direct so well on set, that like you can just bake in the pacing. Was super cool to me.
Yeah.
And I was watching behind the scenes how they pulled this off, like dialogue wise, before they even shot the film, built any of the sets. They had the script, and the 2 main actors would walk while doing the dialogue, and they would measure the distance of how long it took them to walk from point A to point B, so they knew exactly how long that trench would be. So they had like 6 months of rehearsals, and they were wearing like their suits and stuff too, so like they could just get used to it.
Right, and, because they're having to run in
like they needed to know where all the pockets were and all that stuff.
These are trained soldiers, not actors who took a course.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was it's amazing. And then once they knew like how long each thing would take, then they'd like dig the trenches, and all that stuff.
Crazy, yeah. Oh, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's a great film, though.
Yeah. Well, Caleb, that was fantastic. I was glad. Thanks for letting me tag along. I invited myself. I'm like, no, I want to see it. Now, oh yeah, the movie Children of Men. Oh, did you ever see that?
Children of Men. No.
Yeah. All right. So it's a movie about the world's been infertile for 18 years. No one's had a baby, and then someone has a baby, and they're trying to protect it. That's the short version of that plot. There's a scene in there. It's one shot. It's actual one shot, and it takes place in a car. Where they do so much stuff outside of the car. It is fantastic. That is the most depressing movie I've ever seen. But that, to me, is one of the greatest things that's ever happened in cinematography. Yeah. Just how they did that.
It's all from within the car?
No, at some point, the camera goes out of the car and then shoots the car. And then you're not sure where the camera was. Because, like, where was the camera guy? Like, where was it all? It's fantastic. I'll show it to you after. I'm
so confused. Yeah.
I'll show it to you after. But it was fantastic though. But it was just again, it was very dramatic, kind of a movie about hope, and I don't know. It was really good. But
right. Yeah.
Sorry, this is like podcast poison. Like it's a good movie.
Really quick.
Yes.
So we're still semi in the beginning, but be sure. I'm gonna start plugging stuff.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we're not really. Yeah. But go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Nobody Special Podcast, because if you want to see, we post like when episodes are coming out, sometimes other stuff, like behind the scenes stuff. But if you want to see that, go there, and also go to thegospelpost.com/nobodyspecial if you want to ask us questions. There'll be a little form, or if you just want to say hi. You can also DM or I can't remember Facebook's. I can never. Well, anyway, you know what I mean.
Message. It's just no one cares.
But yeah, like you can do it that way too. But we'd love to hear from you guys, and yeah.
And also, be sure you subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs.
What?
Now give this 20 likes and we'll... No, I'm kidding. No, 1,000 subs. That's their new standard for partnership. Anyway. Because, it's not about the money for us, because if it is, we're really bad at it.
Yeah. For 3 years, we've been very bad at it.
But it's possible I may now have car payments.
Yes.
Because I've had...
Good transition. I'm going to point it out so it's not seamless at all.
I'm so... Yeah, right.
To spite you.
I was actually really happy about that. And I was going to sit in the lazy boy and just be like, yeah, I did great. I was so happy about that. So my car, I've had a fun 48 hours. Not even 24. My car is dead.
Rest in peace, car.
So it's kind of a funny story. I've been trying to eat healthier, go to the gym, all that. Actually, I had a Project Joy that I did an hour on the Arc Trainer. Now, the Arc Trainer is kind of an elliptical on steroids that you think is hard, and it is.
No, I don't think it's hard. I think it's easy.
It's not easy.
I'm saying it like
well,
it
now
doesn't
you're gonna diminish my next thing.
It like doesn't help me personally. I feel like I'm not working out when I'm on it. My heart rate rested sleeping heart rate.
If you're listening to the audio version of this, you might want to switch to the YouTube so you can see the face of disappointment.
Sorry, continue with your story, peasant.
So I did an hour on the easiest machine in the gym, apparently. No, I was really happy. I did an hour. I made it through Lost in Space. Phenomenal show.
Nice.
If any of you are watching this, I would like to meet you. That sounded desperate.
That was really desperate.
And it is.
I was astonished by how desperate that was.
Yeah, that sounded different in my head. So I've been trying to eat healthier, do all that. So I'm driving home yesterday.
Right.
And something in my head goes, stop and get spicy chicken nuggets. And I'm like, now granted, to be fair,
good point.
That is a regular thought that I've gotten really good at shaking off. I can't go to Zaxby's anymore because I put the calories next to the item, and it's just too much, and I can't justify it. It's like 3-wing combo or something like that is like 1,400 calories. I'm like, that's all the calories I can have today. But Wendy's doesn't put the calories by the nuggets, so those are still good.
So you're being ignorant. This is basically what you're telling me.
And being ignorant. No, I'm being blissfully ignorant, and I want to be sure you include the blissfully part. So there's a Wendy's on the drive home. It's a good snack that I've had to stop eating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm driving home and I think stop and get 10 spicy nuggets. Now, it was one of those thoughts that it was me, but it sounded different. Do you know what I mean? Those thoughts that kind of like something's going on, and I'm like, nah, I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm just keep driving. And there's something in my brain that said, no, stop and get 10 spicy nuggets. And I'm like, all right. Pay attention to that one.
Yeah.
So I pulled into Wendy's. It's like 4 o'clock.
Right.
I'm the only person there. And I pull into the drive-thru. Order. I'm like, I don't know, man. What? So I said, can I get the nuggets and the junior bacon cheeseburger or something like that? And like, window. I'm like, I got most of that. So anyway, I pull up and I get there and I pay, and then they like disappear for 2 minutes. I'm just like, hello, nuggets, please. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing, and it was like, this has been a longer stop than I meant it to. And then they come back and they open up like, hi, sir. For spicy nuggets, it's gonna be 6 more minutes. Is that an okay wait? And I'm like, nah. Nah, these are nuggets. Like, I'll just take the regular home style things. And they're like, okay, sure. Sorry about that. And then they said, can I get you a Frosty because I screwed up your order? And I'm like, no, because I'm trying to lose weight.
Did you actually say that?
No, because I realized they were handing me my food of nuggets and junior bacon cheeseburger. and it was like,
that's a good
excuse me, I'm trying to trim down. You got the second to largest amount of nuggets we can. The only thing bigger is the 50. I'm like, I am aware of what I did.
Yeah. Gotta start small.
I'm a flawed individual is what I am. So I get in the car, start driving off, do a U-turn, and I'm going back to one of the first streets I get on going home is, I'd say, one of the most frustrating roads to drive on in Jacksonville, Florida. Its name is 295. Now, in general, while driving, I don't really get mad because there's very few times I've gotten just like road rage. Most of them, when I have definitely been on 295.
Yeah.
That I've just been like, why we stopped? Like, just, I don't know, man. Something.
Wow. That was quite the act.
Yeah, man. That's how I exist on 295, and I don't know why. Everything else, I can be bumper to bumper. It's like totally fine. So I'm going towards there. I'm not on there. And I have a manual car. So I shift, or I try and shift, push the clutch in. For younger people, the clutch is the thing that you change the gear. I don't have time to discuss this. Google it. I don't know. I push the clutch in so I can change gears safely. And I push, and the pedal just goes like, just all the way in. Just like, I was like, uh-oh. That feels a little further back than I normally push.
Yeah.
That's weird. So I try and pull it out of gear because I have stick shift. And it doesn't come out. And I'm just like, it's giving me a little more give. But I know it's not in gear because I have the clutch all the way in and then some.
Yeah.
So I pop it out, and it makes kind of a ka-dunk noise. And I'm like,
yeah.
That's not the normal noise it makes. Well, traffic in front of me starting to go. I better put it back in gear. So I push the clutch all the way in again, and I'm all the way to the ground again. And I'm like, okay. And try and put it in gear, and just nothing.
Yep.
I cannot get it in. I was like, oop, can't force it. That's not great. And so I kind of tap the clutch, like in, out, in, out.
Right.
And I get it in. And then I have to shift gears because we were just getting started. And I get it out, and it just won't go back in. So I'm doing the speed clutch thing. They're just like trying to get it in. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, if I'm on 295, this is not going to end well. And I get it in second gear. The light in front of me turns red, and there's a car between me and the light. And I push the clutch in to pull it out of gear. And I'm like, I'm still accelerating because my RPMs are high, and I'm technically in gear. And I'm like, uh-oh, I'm about to hit this man in front of me.
Yeah.
So traffic wasn't too bad, and I just kind of decided, like, the car's broken. The clutch is no good.
Right.
So I yank it out of gear just so it doesn't move forward. I brake and pull the e-brake and then emergency blinkers, and I push the car off the road and into a parking space
dude.
Ironically,
strong man over here.
Well, a flat road and a small car. Ironically, the parking spot I had, it was for a place called Celebration Party Rental. And by that point, I was having none of those things. This is the saddest someone has ever been in their parking lot. Called a tow truck, called a friend of mine who owns a business, and I told him, like, hey, I'm dropping off my car, so please yell at me tomorrow morning. My clutch is just, it's gone.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Yeah, it had a leak, and it's a Nissan Sentra. It was going to cost me like $1,800 to fix it. Also, the car doesn't have AC. That's like another $1,000, and I'm just like, I'm not going to spend $3,000 to polish a turd.
That's definitely true. The no AC thing is
it's not my favorite.
Stinks.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. But as I was thinking about it, it was, I know this is going to sound stupid, but I got to give God credit where God's due. I mean, again, I know that sounds stupid. If I had not have stopped and gotten 10 spicy nuggets, and if they hadn't taken that amount of time, strangest thing, as they gave me the nuggets, they were all spicy, and I'm like, what did I wait for? You had them. Like, anyway, if I hadn't have had that, I would have stalled out and broken down on 295,
right?
And I would have either been rear-ended to death, or almost rear-ended to death, and then shot by the guy who almost rear-ended me to death.
Sounds about right.
Because something about 295, you just lose your mind. But no, it was the craziest thing. Bad. I mean, the whole time I was thinking, like, a lot of people, they'd be upset about this, and I was just kind of, I don't know, it was an opportunity. I had some time to think. I met a cool tow truck guy. I told him the place I was going to, that I met the guy at church. He was a good Christian guy. They knew the place, got to kind of talk to him a bit, ask fun questions. He was really cool. I had on my Jesus shirt, so it was like, yo, I go to church, what up? Just that kind of stuff.
Can't ignore this conversation.
and then I had to walk home, and it was a good time to just stop and think, and it was odd. It was kind of peaceful.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
What's the name of the guy's company? Car company.
I feel like he just moved. It's like Stewart Automotive.
Is it the one that's like on Atlantic right over there?
Beach.
Oh, yeah. The other way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's awesome. I mean, that guy, I've known him a fair amount of time. As far as mechanics go, car people, I know he is the most honest and the best person I've ever been. I'm not getting paid for this, because it wouldn't make sense. He is by far that entire business got founded on being honest to customers, treating them well, and getting them the service that they need, and not trying it's like, what you need is a nylon rust protector. Like, that's not a thing. And even as I was in there talking to him today, they were talking to a customer and said, like, hey, so I know it needs this, but I know that you're bringing it into the dealer. Now, for us, it would cost us this and be this, and that. And if the dealer's going to do it, they have to go in there anyhow. So it would actually be cheaper to just have the dealer do it. And they pushed out business because it was better for the customer. And all this, they've done this because of their faith in trying to be the love of Christ to people that are in a bind. Because if I'm ever taking my car to a mechanic of his caliber, it's because something's gone horribly wrong.
Right.
And they're trying to be the light of Christ to people that come in. There's a Bible in there that they can go through. There's other stuff on ACOA in there.
That's cool.
They support ACOA very much because it's important to them. And just trying to do that, and I don't know. It's just, I know it was a hard start, kind of getting that started, and it was a hard time for me. needing to figure out what am I going to do with my car, but I know that in everything God's got this and has this taken care of, and I'm not
right.
I'm stressed, but I'm not freaking out. So
yeah.
I know it's a cool passage from Romans 8 if you want to read it from 26 through 28.
Yes. Romans 8, so good.
Romans 8's great.
All right. Likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. For we do not know what to pray for as we ought, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And he who searches hearts knows what is the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for the saints according to the will of God. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose.
So yeah, just as I was thinking about this whole thing, I was thinking like, don't spurn the difficult times. I mean, this is not, I wouldn't say I budgeted to have new car payments, which we're going to have.
Right.
And it's going to be a challenge and all that, but some really cool things have come out of it. First of all, I know that this is an opportunity to have faith and trust God. And through any difficult time, if I can go into it thinking this is an opportunity to have faith and trust God,
right,
then that's a good foundation to be at.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people go into these difficult things and don't carry that. And as people called to trust God, this is important to understand that even the bad stuff God is still over that and working a thing in us.
Yeah.
I mean, I know personally all the times I go back on them and think like, wow, that was a really difficult time. But because of that, I grew, and now I'm able to do this, and things that at the time they felt hard or difficult, now they don't bother me that much.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, it all is just because we don't carry, the vision of God. I mean, we can't. You know, it's too big.
Right.
And like, if we knew how we would end up after going through these hard times of discipline or just a learning phase of life, then it'd be pretty easy to kind of like just skip that and be like, okay, I see your point. I'm just gonna not do that. But like, it's really amazing that God does do that. I mean, it says that. I mean, we're dumb sheep, basically. He has to lead us by water, and and it's all for our good. And that's this, like you said, it's important to realize in the hard times that there will be an end, and it's for a purpose. And
I mean, everyone goes through hard times, and it won't kill us. But even if it does, that death won't be permanent if I'm in Christ Jesus.
Right.
And I think that's the mentality to get at, is that there are times people have been poor and broke and alone, scared and afraid, and God's still there at every step, and one day, for all eternity, I will be none of those things. That there will be a time that being in the presence of God next to all my brothers and sisters in the faith, and I'm going to be crowned in glory, because I am in Christ,
right?
And I mean, this is stressful, but I know out of this I'm becoming a better person by being able to handle different things.
Right.
It's not the first time I've killed a car, but it's the first time I've killed a car and said like, well, it's just me here to handle it,
Yeah.
So
it's true.
Yeah. But I know God's got this, and just I'll be honest, I did Project Joy the walk home just because it was kind of nice to just to have to spend time thinking and praying.
Yeah.
I couldn't turn the radio on or turn anything else on. I had to. There's nothing else to do. And then the outpouring of grace from people that they found out, like, hey, I heard your car is dying. Do you need help on, a down payment or any of this? And I was like, I think I'm good, but that, man, Man, they're saying that, and I'm just trying to not cry as they're doing it. It's like, all right, I'm good. It's gonna be fine, even if it's not fine.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know people go through hard stuff, and at the time it always feels as if it's this big mountain that you can't possibly get over, but then you kind of get to the top of the mountain and say like, okay, wow, God got me through this, and now it doesn't even seem as if it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. And I think that I mean, it's so much easier to just give it to God as well. You know, for me, I mean, I always try and do it my way, which is like the classic move of the flesh.
Right.
And it obviously never goes well.
No, I was like, you can, but that's stupid. I'm better than you. You want to give me...
And then, I mean, it gets to a point where you're like, I can't do this.
Right.
And it's very evident that once you're over that hill, that it was God.
Right.
And you just feel dumb.
Yeah.
But, like, also, it's way more comforting to me personally, knowing that I can't do it and that there's someone else who can. And it's not out of laziness, just because it's still stressful either way.
Yeah.
Eventually, the goal is for that not to be stressful. I pray that I would grow in my trust, but for now.
Yeah. In this passage out of Romans 8, it helps us to figure out, it's like, how do you bring stuff to God even when you have no idea what's going on and everything feels insurmountable? It says, the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And I mean, to me, the kind of the sample prayer this is giving is, dear God, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing. And I think people are scared to bring that to God, but man, what a powerful prayer to just be like, I don't know, and here I am. This is what you got. It's what you got to work through. And I mean, just the idea that the Spirit that is in us is praying through us as Jesus intercedes on our behalf to the Father. This is the presence of God in full Trinity, moving in us and through us to bring us closer to Him.
Right.
It's all three aspects. It's God being in communion with Himself and bringing us along.
Right.
And that to me is so beautiful, to think that I can be in the presence of God by just giving up and saying like, I don't know. I don't know, and all I have is the Spirit groanings that I don't even have words. I just have deep groanings of the Spirit, and that's all I have.
Right.
So, yeah, man, it's crazy. I think, people go through hard times. Just, I can't think of at this point how I'd be able to get through stuff if I didn't have Christ.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I mean, it's crazy. I think of like, times recently, I would have made dumb decisions.
Yeah.
Dumb decisions if God had not interceded on my behalf in that situation. Whether it was just like completely switching my attitude 180 or, in a more like someone, coming in and helping me out with someone. But, it is, I don't know, it's awesome. Yeah. Because I feel like it's, once again, the point of Project Joy is to remember, like, small stuff.
Where's
like,
God in this moment?
I feel like it's harder for me to remember big stuff sometimes, too. Like, I think back, and once I truly, like, think about it, it's crazy all that God's done.
Yeah.
In big ways.
Right.
In my life.
Right.
And I forget that, too. And it's kind of, like, sad.
Yeah, those mountaintop experiences, those are important. The trick to the mountaintop experiences is that at some point you have to come off the mountaintop. You can't stay there. In fact, that's one of the things. One of the few times that Jesus, he looks at Peter, is like, "Get behind me, Satan." You know, like, we should just camp. You know, Mount of Transfiguration. We should just camp here. Just stay here. Just you, me, Moses, and Elijah. It's like, you should shut up immediately, Satan. You know, like,
yeah.
I wonder what Peter thought. You know, it's like,
how that felt.
He like gets his journal out. Jesus called me Satan today. It's just tear soaked parchment for the rest of it. You know, like, I gotta go. Gosh. You know, like he writes in his journal, I gotta go. You know, like he's
See
just not
later.
talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even like you see when Moses went up on the mountain and then like his face was shining golden light and he came down and he had to like it's a time that God, I feel like, empowers us to go, and whether it's to, you know, people we don't know or people we do know, and just kind of like spread his love, because that is when it shows the most, is when we there's evidence of like when we have been with him.
Yeah.
And
even through the trials, I think it shows easier than through the easy parts. I mean, anyone can have faith when everything's going great.
Yeah.
I mean, people tend to take the Romans 8 passage, like, God works for the good for those who are called according to his purposes, and kind of use that as justification to buy the lottery ticket. And it's like, no. Paul's talking about here is like, things are going to be bad, and God's working in that. I mean, things aren't great here. They're not wonderful, and still God is working in them. So if all that's okay, we're good to go. If it's not okay, then you're missing the whole point of the gospel. So the gospel transcends all of our day-to-day problems and has conquered all of them. Therefore, all the stuff all of us are going through are shaping us into somebody, and God is over it all, even if we have no idea who that is. And to anybody going through a kind of a difficult time or kind of a difficult thing, man, put your eyes on God, hold your head high, and trust that this is going to be okay. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be painful. It's going to be challenging. It's going to push in different ways that you were totally not expecting to or excited about going. But God is still on the throne, and this will not be the end. So I mean, that's the encouragement that I get from this kind of stuff. That I now have another financial obligation I'm going to have to make, but I'll have AC, and I feel like that's
a good bonus.
So
are you going to go automatic or manual again? That's a real question.
Need an automatic.
Yeah, I automatic. Do. I don't understand the people who are like, I understand for mountains. Like mountains, yes, get a manual. For sure.
No, that's the worst. That's
for mountains? But then you're going to kill yourself going down when your brakes give out and you don't have a way to gear down.
No. Just get good. And actually, you can gear down on automatic cars.
In everyone?
Yeah. Just get good. Don't hold the brakes, pump the brakes. A lot of mountain driving is just a good amount of don't be stupid. Like, and actually, because I lived in North Carolina for a bit, and it was a ski mountain. I lived on a ski mountain. So they had a whole bunch of people who aren't prepared to like snow drive come in all the time. They said, I'm not even sure where to drive because I can't see the road and where it ends. And the actual advice is drive in the middle. And they're like, won't I hit someone? It's like, nah, there's no one on this mountain. like drive on the place that you're sure there's road. If you're not sure there's road, don't drive on it because there's not road and you'll fall off a mountain.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably better to hit someone like that than tumble off a mountain.
Also, don't be drifting around the corners going 55. Slow down. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my car can do it. Your car can't. It's a CRV.
But I mean, automatic is the way to go.
Yeah. I just
I mean, I'd probably still do manual for mountains because I just don't trust myself.
Can you drive manual?
No, but if I lived in the mountains, I would.
No way. Like the most painful part is stopping on an incline. You don't want to do that on a manual because then it adds this other layer of like, I need a third foot. Because then I have to, if I push the clutch in, I have to get to the gas from the brake. But the moment I go off the brake, I start going backwards. And I can't use my other foot to kind of like eat, because first of all, that's bad driving. And second of all, the clutch has to be in.
Wait. You don't have a third foot?
No. No, I don't. So then you're playing the e-brake game. It's like, all right, here we go. First gear, you put in, the clutch is in, and it's just like, and go. You know,
God.
I got good at it, but like, man, I hate it.
Yeah.
And then in traffic, it's the worst. It's like my foot was cramping up just because it was like halfway in all the time. So no, I'm going
Poor
automatic.
guy.
I'm gonna make my car easier to steal. So
Yeah.
the old one I just left unlocked. No one drives stick. And you're not gonna steal a Sentra.
Yeah, I don't know why people would steal that car.
Right. They're gonna get in like, oh, darn it. So
yeah.
no, but I'm excited. We're going car shopping, so
Yep.
we'll I'll have to name this car. I think I did name the other car, but I'll have to tell you what the name is off.
I didn't name my car. I'm not that type of person.
You gotta name it.
It's too much work. And it gives it a character, and once it dies, then it's a sentimental thing, not like okay, I get to get a new car. You know.
I mean,
I'm not about naming inanimate objects.
I don't
attaching
like hold
a
to
sentiment to something that doesn't matter. But that's.
I've never given it a serious name.
You can be dumb if you want to.
I've never called it. It's like, his name is Jeffrey, and I care very deeply for him. I'm not that far.
I know a lot of people like that.
I name it something dumb.
You know who you are.
And thank you for listening to our podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Whoever you are. I named my car. Well, I like you.
I like you too. Just not as much.
So, Caleb, our 100th episode is coming up.
And we have no idea what we're doing.
No, I was going to bluff through this. Like, we're super excited.
Just shot that down.
For what we have planned. There will be pyrotechnic. No, there won't. We'll burn my
Yeah, we can
down.
do that. Just get a sparkler.
Yeah, just get a candle. No, we can't get
and
a
then
sparkler.
blow it out after like...
We can't get a sparkler with my dumb fire alarm over there.
Yeah, that thing's pretty annoying.
If I open the oven when it's off, it starts going off. It's like... I think you might be cooking. I'm like, I'm fine.
It's bad.
Yeah. So, but no, if there's anything anyone's interested in us coming as, I forgot English for a second there.
Yes, you did.
Do you want to take it? Do questions, America and Britain and whatever country.
Yeah, if you.
This is the worst I've ever done this. I'll be over here.
If you want to ask us questions,
you can ask him. He's a smart one.
You can hop on the train with the rest of the cool people out there and ask us questions and say hello. Once again, go to gospeloutpost.com/nobodyspecial or DM us at Nobody Special Podcast and follow us. And YouTube, just comment.
Because we're getting to 1,000 subs. 2020, baby.
Sure.
It's our 2020 2020 I can't say it. I can't.
2020 the vision.
I thanked my pastor today for not having a 2020 vision.
Yeah.
I know it's good SEO. It's just cheesy.
I think 1122 did that actually.
Did they?
No,
they didn't.
I mean, like, not. Well, we have them anyways. It's just called Vision Sundays.
Yeah, they did a vision for 2020, but they didn't put a picture of glasses on there.
It's not. It's important the order that
they also
you have on
2019 vision.
If it's 2020 vision, then you have a problem. If it's Vision 2020, like they have,
right,
then you're good.
No,
the more you know.
I saw about like 12 sermon series graphics for like, have 2020 God vision this year, and I'm like, kill me. That is so.
Put on your God goggles.
No, I saw that one.
You did. Your God glasses.
I don't know. I'll tell you later. I can't say this one because they might actually listen.
Wow.
Anyway,
That'll be it for us.
Yeah, we're done. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We can't have a stressful day, so we appreciate you hanging with us and joining our fun little world of talking about Jesus and finding God in the middle of stuff. So the other thing is just be sure you're doing hashtag Project Joy 365 for wherever God is doing cool things, and be sure and tag the Gospel Outpost and Nobody Special Podcast in them on Instagram. So
right.
Absolutely. I'm having fun. There's a lot of people doing it, and it's growing.
I did one post, but I don't post but every year on Instagram anyway.
2020 achieved, so.
Next year, you'll see a post.
Excellent. So then he just has to do 363 more, because that will be the 365.
Yes.
So. Anyway, well, that's going to... We're totally done. Yeah. That's going to do it for us today. I'm Danny.
And I'm Caleb.
And we are Nobody Special.